What about Bill? Would you trade Bill for Zion or like KD in it somehow?
I I feel like the Suns are also in an interesting spot because it's like Bill clearly doesn't want to be there. KD doesn't want to be there. So it's like, do you take that chance of going to get a Zion in that situation? I mean, if I'm the Pelicans, do I take Bradley Bill for Zion? I need a little bit more.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Because the thing is, the Ishbia, he still wants to be relevant, right? And so
Hmm.
they said they're not trading Devin Booker. So we know that
Right.
Kevin Durant and Bradley Beal on the table. And I'm sure that internally Booker went 3 years ago. We're talking about Booker in the final, like being in contention
Hmm.
for the finals. Now they're irrelevant. And I'm sure Booker's not happy and they're gonna do whatever they can to keep Booker. So it's like, so I guess let me ask you this. What kind of segue from Zion? So obviously we know the Luca stuff happens, right? And that blew
Hmm.
the sports world open. And I believe that there were a lot of stars and a lot of owners around the leagues like, you're not as untouchable as we thought. So we just had a
Hmm.
conversation about Zion. What superstar or star do you think is getting traded next?
I think it's the guy we just mentioned in KD. Um, if you still view him as a star,
Yeah.
which I think a lot of people probably still do, um, or one of those guys in Philly. If they're done, they don't want to move forward with that group. Well, one of those guys can go. But I think I think also like, and I guess just to bring home that Zion conversation, right? Like
Yeah.
you have to have some type of direction if you're a team, right? So if
Yeah.
you are the Suns, right, and you decide to trade KD and Bill for whatever,
Yeah.
okay, are you building around D Book and Zion for example? Like, and even if you do decide to go that way, is that winning a championship?
See, the thing is, I don't know if Ishbia is concerned about championships. I think he's more concerned about relevancy. Like, you
Man,
don't want
and
to go
see,
into a state
and
of
and
purgatory.
and that's another conversation too that we need to have about some of these teams.
Yeah, absolutely.
What what are you talking about? You want to be relevant, bro? The goal is to win championships. We're
Not for
trying to
everybody.
put together a championship roster to compete for
Yeah.
championships. That should be every team's goal. We're trying to win the NBA Finals.
I don't
You just
think
want
we'll
to
see
make
that
the
anymore.
playoffs?
I don't even think it's that. I think that he wants to put butts in the seats. The playoffs are an added bonus, but like I think this year, I'm speaking on Ishbia. Like his problem wasn't that they didn't make the playoffs. Their problem was like, man, they had three stars who didn't want to be there, right? And like you had Bill who's dancing on the floor, dancing on the bench, and they're losing by 20, right? It just was a bad product. I think if they would have competed, like if they would have been a solid team with a future and didn't make the playoffs, I think it would have been more palatable to the owner than just being sorry and saying, because a couple of weeks ago they were in play in contention, and they were
Hmm.
just dropping games left and right. So
Yeah.
I don't think what our logic is the owners. They're concerned about the green, right, in the bottom line and what can make us relevant. So I don't know.
And I think too, like one more thing with the Suns, it's like, bro, like they've had three different coaches in the past, what, 3-4 years. So it's like, yo, you got these star players, you got Katie, you got Book, you got Bill. You need a great coach. You got Katie over there arguing with the man on the sideline. Him and Bill going at it in the media, and then you just got Book there. I ain't heard nothing from Book.
Yeah,
What's going on, Book? How you feel about all of this?
yeah. I'm sure you saw the report saying like Bud told Bradley Bill to play more like Drew Holiday.
Bro, what? Get it.
I mean, what
I'm a
about Michael
grown man.
Malone?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Because they still need some pieces around all of that. They still
But you
need
don't
pieces
you don't
around
have
all of
that luxury anymore. They don't have a
that.
draft pick till 2032.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you are like stagnant. You don't have any flexibility in your cap, nor do you have draft picks to trade. So they're gonna have to stick with their roster. And
or
obviously see if you can go get Batman.
or blow it up.
Right.
You
And
don't,
so I
you
guess
don't
that's the
have a coach
question.
anyways. Blow it up. Trade everybody. If you want to build around Book, cool. Bill, we gonna send you here. KD, we gonna send you here. We either need draft picks or we need some type of star player.
Yeah. But the problem is that no trade clause with Book. I saw a report that said that Phoenix is willing to do a John Wall and just pay him just to leave and just stretch the contract out, over a couple of years. So I don't know. Like Bill can literally just dictate where he's going. If he doesn't want to leave, you have to keep him on the roster. KD is your only option right now. And you gotta hope that a team is desperate to trade valuable pieces for KD, because the less that teams are out, the more that teams are out, the less leverage you have for the Suns. So you could just be getting Julius Randle straight up.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's scary, man.